Morning, everybody. Welcome to TEDx Riverdale Country School. I'm David Silverman, and I am a product of the internet age. I started off playing Madden 2002 with my best friend on his Game Boy Color, and we still play today, except on our jailbroken calculators, which have more processing power than my original family iMac running Mac OS 9. So the technology's changed a bit. Like most of you guys out here, I've had access to an internet connection through the duration of my life, and I've firsthand witnessed the societal change I'm going to talk about today. But before I can talk about that, we first need to understand two key things. One, the internet is very large. I could say scary statistics such as since 2000, we've had a 608% increase in the number of internet users, or that there are over 1 billion websites, or there are over 3 billion people you can talk to on the internet. But the problem is we can't visualize this. These numbers don't really mean anything to us. So I'm going to try to make, before I can talk, we have to understand that lots of people on the internet, and that good ideas spread very quickly. So we're going to make a statistic called time to 50 million users, about a quarter of the US population. A little graph. We're going to go through some products quickly. Took the telephone about 75 years to get to 50 million people. Took radio 38 years. Color TV 13. The World Wide Web, the internet, took 4 years to get there. And everything else you're going to see is going to speed up really quick. Took Facebook 3.5 years, took the iPod 3, and AOL Instant Messenger. Quick show of hands, how many people use an AIM, an iChat, or something like that? How many people still have it or use it today? Took them 2.5 years to get 50 million people. But these are sort of old in technology. Let's look at something a bit more recent. How many people remember Draw Something? So Draw Something, for those who do not know, is a viral Pictionary application from a few years ago. And it hit this statistic. It took telephones 75 years. It took Draw Something 50 days. I can assure you there is a little bar there on the graph. Let's finish it off with Angry Birds Space. It actually took Angry Birds 35 days, or less time than it took to write and present this talk. Now, this is becoming more and more common. I mean, we can go through, I bet you can all name bunches of apps that everyone kind of uses. And 50 million we chose because it's a way we all know, everyone knows about it, everyone has heard about it. It's something that is in the culture. Everyone knows what's going on. And so now that we know that we have a large mass of people, and good ideas are spreading quickly, the subject of this talk is how that's changing the news. These guys. These guys use social media a lot like the rest of us. They find cool things and post it, don't really read what anyone else is posting. But the game has changed for them recently. Because in 2006, a company called Odeo released a product. Has anyone heard of Odeo by chance? Not so many. But I bet you all know what they did with this $15 stock photo. They launched a service called Twitter. And it has come to redefine social media and culture as we know it. Everyone knows what a hashtag is. Everyone knows @usernames, 140-character limit. These are all things that have defined modern society. And Twitter really changed the game for the news. Twitter allowed a change in how stories are given. No longer are news organizations just posting stories. They're doing that, but they're also looking at what you guys are posting. They don't always have assets on the ground when stories break, and they look at us for that. This was documented by the late David Carr, particularly talking about Ferguson. The story had received its share of attention, according to CNN. They switched off to a new story, but after the web continued to crackle with the story, they came back and a bigger one took center stage. CNN has their own iReport service. They're really interested in going out and getting eyewitness accounts. They got the first eyewitness reports of the Virginia Tech massacre and of the Aurora, Colorado theater movie shootings. However, they do happy things too. How many people remember the Ice Bucket Challenge past year? Show of hands, people who were part of it. So the Ice Bucket Challenge, that was, again, brought on social media and brought into the national consciousness because we decided it was great. And so now, what's the takeaway? Takeaway here is that things have changed. We now have so much more of a say in what people are going to talk about, what the news is showing, what's the national conversation. We have the ability to shape it. We now are the reporters. We are the reporters. We find stories. We post our ideas, and that's what's going to get shown. And this is starting today. New apps such as Meerkat and Periscope. These apps allow instantaneous video to be put online for anyone to see. They're beating ESPN with amazing sports shots. Meerkat's beating CNN and Fox to get out human interest stories. I remember there was a building that collapsed in New York, and Meerkat actually had the first live video before any news scene truck made it half an hour later. This is important especially to us. We are the first internet generation. We've caused services to rise and fall, we cause content to go viral, or we stop it dead. All we need to do is click post, and the world's going to change for the better. Thank you.